Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to another episode of Movers and Shakers. I'm your host, Chazelle, and so today I'm reminded of the poetic and literary work of the late Maya Angelou. I'm so in love with the words of her poem, Phenomenal Woman. It says, "It's the fire in my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist and the joy in my feet. I am a phenomenal woman." Those words truly describe our guest today. She is a phenomenal woman, a trailblazing woman, a real estate powerhouse right here in the city of Atlanta. We're joined today by Miss Tiffany Gray, founder and owner of T.A.M.G Realty. So I know you're excited to meet her, so let's get to it. Today's episode is being sponsored by the Atlanta Black Chambers, an organization that's committed to providing quality training and education programs that emphasize economic development, ownership, and wealth building practices. Tiffany, welcome to Movers and Shakers. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm so happy to have you here with us today. Thank you for taking time out of I know that you're super busy, so thank you for being here. I've shared this with some of your colleagues. Your reputation precedes you because I heard about you even before meeting you, and I think that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, that's a good thing. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And so in this space, I always celebrate other women in business, and so thank you for your service and all the great work that you've been doing, having such a positive impact on the business community. So thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, we're happy to have you here on Movers and Shakers. And so in this changing economy, right? I feel like this changing economy has contributed to the growth of entrepreneurship. Statistics show that Americans are starting businesses at a much faster rate. And so I have to ask you this very popular question. In light of that, do you think entrepreneurs are born or made?
I believe they're born.
Okay.
However, they're born, but they're molded to be great. It depends on the steps that you take and how you educate yourself on your journey.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
So in light of that, where do you, because everyone's entrepreneur journey and their entrepreneurial life is different, right?
Yes,
so where
absolutely.
do you fit in with that? That's why I asked you that question, right? So were you born an entrepreneur or did circumstances allow you to get on that path?
No, I believe I was born because ever since I was young, I had that entrepreneur spirit.
Okay.
I was definitely born. However, I grew and elevated over time.
Right.
You know, each failure taught me how to be stronger, how to be greater.
Right.
So I would say my journey has taken me through a lot of learning processes.
Right,
you know?
right. Do you remember when you knew? Like you just, at what age did you kind of just figure things out? You know,
So,
because I feel like we all have these, Oprah calls it those aha moments, right? Did you have one of those?
Yes. Well, let my dad say it, like, ever since I was, like, a little girl, even my mom, always wanted to do my own thing.
Right,
I was always, like, a leader.
So, like, Miss Independent, right?
Yes. I was always Miss Independent. Plus, I'm a Leo, you know.
Yes, right.
So
Comes with the territory.
Right. So, I always wanted to do my own thing, and I always wanted my own thing.
Right.
So, even, like, I know this is going to sound crazy, but, I love shoes, right?
Okay, yes.
So,
I can tell.
So in junior high, I used to hustle so I could buy myself shoes.
Nice.
Yes.
Right.
And I was
not bad.
Right. I was known as
I feel like all women can identify, right?
In junior high school, I was known as the girl that wore a different pair of shoes every week.
Right.
And it's not because of my mom, because my mom raised us and took care of us.
Right.
Because that was my thing. I just love shoes.
Right.
And then plus my sisters couldn't fit my shoes.
Right. So that's an added
so
bonus.
they couldn't steal my shoes. They could steal my clothes but not my shoes.
Right. No, that's good.
Yes.
And I think that's, and I'm guessing that was a defining moment for you, right? You started realizing certain skill sets about you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how did you use that experience to help build this entrepreneurial spirit? Like, did you what I want to ask is, did you know that that's what it was? Was it clear to you at that time?
It was not clear to me at that time.
Okay.
It didn't really become clear to me until about 18.
Right.
When I read this book, Rags to Real Estate Riches.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, this is how you build wealth. But then the book didn't really give you the step-to-step process.
Right.
It seems that you have to be at a certain place to do this. I'm like, okay, I got to figure this out, you know?
Yeah.
So based on that was the starting of my journey on this real estate platform.
That's why I asked that, because sometimes we're aware that you're hustling and grinding for these shoes, right? But sometimes when we're younger, we don't know the exact terminology for what's happening in that very moment.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
So it takes some years for you to kind of, look back and be like, so that's what that was about, right?
Right, absolutely.
Right. So you've been you have a wealth of experience, Tiffany. You've been in the real estate business for 20 plus years now, right? Yes. You are the founder and owner of T.A.M.G Realty. So tell us a little bit about your real estate and investment firm, the services that you provide. Yes. And of course, I know that there's a story behind the name of this business that I want to get to and I want to share with our viewers. Okay. But tell us about your business.
So my business it's a real estate firm, a small boutique firm.
Right.
We do residential, commercial. Then we help individuals and small businesses build wealth through real estate by educating them through our Investors Club, Real Results Through Real Estate. We have an Investor Club portion. Right. Then we have first-time home buyers. So we really take you from step A all the way to step Z. Nice. We hold your hand. Right. We help with the credit.
You're part of the process.
Part of the process because, okay, I want to build wealth through real estate. I'm hearing this story, I'm hearing that story, but how do I get to point B without knowing how to do point A?
Yes.
So we actually teach you and educate you on that, you could go out there and build your real estate portfolio. I mean, that's the American dream, right?
Absolutely. And I love the word that you use, education, because sometimes we think we know, but we don't know. Right.
And that's what I thought when I read that book. I'm like, okay, you're telling me everything, but I still don't know. Yes. But I know this is the route that I want to go.
Right. Yes. And that's why I think that's why we created this platform, because I do believe it's important for people to be aligned with the right experts who function in these areas, because we don't know what we don't know, right? And we have to work with people who are skilled in those areas, like yourself.
Yes. Like you too.
So tell me a little bit about, I've heard that there's an interesting story behind the name of this business.
Yes.
Because initially I thought that it was your initials.
Right, everyone thinks that.
I know, right? But it's not that. And I want you to share that, because I'm very much impressed with the story. It's a spiritual journey that led to the name of this business.
Yes.
Share with us.
So the name T.A.M.G, it stands for the Parents Manifestation of God. And the spiritual journey just kept on having dreams.
Right.
And sometimes you have to listen when you're being talked to, being through dreams or individuals. You never know when you're going to get that message.
Yes.
Right? So
it's like you're being spiritually led.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the name means the Parents Manifestation of God. And, I'm really spiritual.
Right. Yeah.
Everything
that was going to be my next question. Do you credit your success and the work that you're doing because of your spiritual foundation?
That's my foundation. Without that, I wouldn't have anything. Right. So everything is because of my spiritual foundation, because of my belief, because I believe so much I manifest. Wow. You have to believe. Yes, you have to believe in yourself and believe in the spirit and manifest your dreams and manifest your goals. Write it down. Yes. Without that, I wouldn't be here because growing up, I didn't have the role models that everyone may have. I'm not saying everyone do have, but may have. I didn't have the mentors, and I still don't have a mentor now. But my mentor,
you kind of had to, channel your path.
I had to channel, yes, and just pray and ask for guidance. Right, and that's what I got. I got guidance. Wow. I got guidance on this journey. I got protection.
That's good.
I got blessings.
Right. That's good. So this name came to you in a dream.
It did. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And so you knew then that this is going to be the name of the business.
This is going to be the name of the business.
Was it instant for you? Was it a few days after? Because sometimes when we're spiritually led, we need some time to figure things out. Right. Is this what I'm supposed to do? Am I on the right path?
Right. It wasn't immediate.
Right.
I kind of had to get a little beat up a little bit, because sometimes I have to be honest, right? Right. I like to be transparent. That's right. So sometimes we don't listen because we let our fear get in the way. Yeah,
because we have to get out of our own way.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Because the only person that can stop you is yourself. Yes. Right.
Yes.
So I had to get beat up a little bit, not physically.
Right.
My spirit, and then I woke up and okay, I will do this.
Okay, finally, I'm gonna listen.
I'm gonna set up the organization. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it happen.
Right.
And I'm like, but this is so big. I don't think I could do it.
Right.
And And here I am now.
I know. And what's interesting is that you are a serial entrepreneur, Tiffany. You've been at this before.
I've been at this before, yes.
Right? And
yes.
so, you know, I've looked at the work that you've done. You've done some work in the food industry as well. You are like a trained chef as well. You had a restaurant.
I had a restaurant.
And
so
you know, come on now, right?
Yes.
I have to ask you, what led to the transition?
The transition? So I've always been in real estate, right? I started out in real estate at 18.
Okay.
But you know, when we had the financial crash,
okay.
You know, so I weather all the storms in real estate because real estate is kind of like a roller coaster ride. So I really did weather the storm.
Right.
However, I was in a different state. Like I started off in California. Hey, Cal. I started off in California. Now I'm in Georgia.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, we having this financial crash. What's my, like, who moved my cheese type thing?
Okay.
What's my second passion? You know, I'm not saying like one is greater than the other, but I'm like, real estate is my bread and butter. Real estate
That's
is my
kind of
love.
your first love.
That's Yeah, you know, you never get over your first love, right?
Yes.
So real estate is my first love. And then of course I love to chef it up in the kitchen.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay, what can I do? And so I was like, who moved my cheese type thing. And then I was like, okay, how about I get into the restaurant industry? However, guess what? I've never worked. I've never been a waitress, never worked in the restaurant industry. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't think they're going to take me serious because, you know, I'm like kind of slam.
Right. Yeah. I would go with more petite.
So I'm like, I don't think they're going to take me serious. So I actually went back to school.
Okay.
Because I'm all about educating.
Right, educating, yes.
Yes. So it's all about education for me. So I'm like, okay, let me go back to school. So I went back to school. And then I remember one of my chefs was like, Tiffany, are you sneaking seasoning up in here? Because your food tastes phenomenal. Like, what are you doing? You know, that's from my island background.
Right. That's the Caribbean influence, right? Yes.
Yes. And so I went back to school. And then before I even finished, like I got so excited that they accepted me, right? So, you know, I love wearing heels.
Right.
So I'm running with my chef bag, and my heel got stuck in the elevator. Can you believe it? And I broke
what else
my ankle.
Right.
I broke my ankle, so I couldn't take any kitchen classes. So I had to take all, you know, regular classes, you know, boring classes, right? So my first semester was all in class, no kitchen classes. So first semester, I wrote up my business plan. 4 weeks into it, I started my catering business. Then I got a food truck.
You were just really adamant that you were going to do this.
Yes.
Regardless of the obstacles.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And that's how you have to be as an entrepreneur.
Right.
Regardless of the obstacles, guess what? You may have to kick the doors in. Right. You have to make your own opportunity. You can't sit back and wait due to the fact that it would never happen if you just sit back and wait. You got to take control.
Pretty much you have to do whatever it takes.
Yes.
If you want it, you really have to go after it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Tell me about what you've learned in that, you know, while you were pursuing getting into the food industry. You know, did you use some of those skill sets to help you in your real estate business?
Yeah, so what I've learned, like owning a restaurant and managing all those staffs and the different personality, it helped me to now know how to manage.
Right,
you know,
yeah. Now you're building your managerial skills.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, what to do, what not to do, you know, how to read people, because, you know, I was really naive and I'm like, people's taking advantage. it was a hot mess, you know, but we don't have to go into
because when you're in that type of industry, which is very similar to real estate, you're in the business of people.
Yes.
That's what you're in, right? So you're going to have to deal with those types of situations.
Yes. And not everyone is for you. You know, when someone get a job that's really, if they don't have that entrepreneur background or spirit, it's just about the paycheck. So you have to be able to attract people that also care. Right. Because you want to give your client that sense of like you care, that you love them, that, you know, you are here for their why. Right. You know? Yeah. So that's what I learned in that industry. It helped me to be better. Right. You know, and better to attract people that's going to care for my clients as much as I care for my clients.
And I'm so glad that you say that, because I'm very passionate about that. I call it alignment. Yes. You have to be aligned with the right people, right? Yes. People who are invested in your dreams and your vision, right? Because if they want to work with you, it's not just work. They have to be able to put in and build with you as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's not always easy to come by.
It's not.
But when you find it, you do. You're in a good position.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
That's really good. So tell me a little bit about, I want to talk more about the real estate business, because there's so much taking place right now.
Right.
And so there's just been this like rapid change within the real estate industry within the past few years, right? So can you tell me a little bit about what are some of the contributing factors that has been influencing these changes? Because everyone's talking about wanting to get in to invest in real estate. People want to buy properties.
Right.
So what do you think is changing all of this? I think it's just what's influencing this change.
People are knowing more.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
so there's much more information,
there's
right?
There's much more information out there because real estate always been real estate.
Right.
If you study and look at some of our billionaires, the top 1%ers, yes. They make their money from real estate. So real estate always been a thing. It's nothing new under the sun, like they say, right? It's just that it's more information out there now.
Yes. Okay.
And then there's more people that's willing to share, like myself.
Right.
Before it's like, I'm just going to keep it for myself.
Right.
And then the criteria has opened up. So a lot more people can get approved if they prepare themselves.
Right.
So that's what I think that's just changing. And then, of course, we have social media. So you could just research, go on social media. Back in the days, they say people didn't read a lot.
Right,
I'm like a little nerd,
Right, you're always trying to invest in yourself.
Yes, so I'm always reading.
Yeah.
But real estate has always been here.
Right. It's always been here. It's just now it's a little bit more popular.
It's more popular
because of the social media platforms
because of the social
and
media
technology.
platform. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
How has that helped your business?
Oh, tremendously. It definitely helped my business. I'm able to share knowledge, give tips, help educate, announce classes,
Yes,
that will educate.
That's always great. Mm-hmm.
Yes, because back in the days, you had to have like over 700.
Right.
Interest rate was in the double figures.
That's true.
Now we're living like large. I mean,
Things have changed.
Interest rate is single digit, and it's a low single digit, right? Credit score went down except for when we had our pandemic, but things are revolving and changing again. We're always evolving and changing.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I think once things change, there's a little bit more flexibility that comes with that, right?
Yes.
What are some of the misconceptions about the real estate industry and commercial investing? Because while it's always been there, as you said before, now it's even more popular, but I feel that sometimes there's still misconceptions about the real estate business.
Yes. The misconception, it's so easy. It's not that easy. It's really hard.
You have to put in
the work.
Right.
And you have to prepare yourself. It's like a lot of people say, you don't have to worry. You could just go and buy this and go and buy that.
Right.
No, you need to prepare yourself financially. You need to prepare yourself credit-wise. You have to look good on paper to get into real estate. Yes, you could get away with certain things and may have these programs, but you're going to pay high prices for those programs. And it's not the best that's out there. And why build your real estate portfolio on basis like that when you could just take the time and prepare yourself the right way so you could experience a true cash flow. Right? And a true wealth that's going to last long. Because quick wealth don't really last that long.
It's
not an overnight success.
Right. Yeah, and I think we live in this society where it's all about immediacy.
Right. It's like the microwave generation. 30 seconds, 1 minute, we're here, we're billionaires. I've been doing this for 20 years, okay?
It's so true.
Yes.
Yeah, we want things to happen like right away, you know what I mean? Without sometimes putting in the work, like you said, and acquiring the right tools.
Right.
Yeah, so.
I know, when I read Warren Buffett book once, I know he said like the stock market, and he said in any industry, you have to look at it in a 10-year cycle. Right? Mm-hmm. So if you're just getting into real estate, you're just building your wealth now. Okay, you might be good and everything might be going great, but you have to look at it in a 10-year cycle. You have to prepare for the downtime because it will be downtime. Real estate goes up and down.
There's highs and lows.
Right, but you have to prepare yourself for each cycle so you can win.
Yeah, that is really, and I think that I'm happy to hear that you're constantly investing in yourself in terms of learning and growing so that you can then share that with your clients.
Yes, absolutely.
What makes a T.A.M.G Realty so special, right? Why should everyone come to you when it comes to real estate investing? What is your secret sauce? Like I mean, I can tell that it is you, right? Because you bring so much to the table.
Yes.
But what is it that, why should people reach out to you? Because I do think that they should.
Because we are very transparent, right? We have the spiritual foundation, and we really do care.
Yeah.
We care about building up communities, building each other up, because without each other, we don't have anything. Just like the body, we need all parts of the body. If we lose one part, it's not the same, right? So we all are one. So it's about educating, giving back, and being true.
I love that.
And inspiring others. It's not about,
you're investing into the families and the community.
Yes. And how we could not only invest, sorry to say, but my family's from the West Indies.
Right.
So I want to invest in my family too, and I want to invest in other countries,
build them up.
right? And build up other countries as well. You know, because it's one world.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that it's important to have a big vision, right?
Yes.
And I love the word investing, and I think that the way to wealth building and success is really about pouring into the families and the communities. That's the foundation, right? That's the key.
Yes.
So I commend you for wanting to do all of those things, and you have been doing it for many years. What is it that you know now that you didn't know many years ago when it comes to entrepreneurship and business? What's that lesson that you've learned?
The lesson that I've
or
learned,
maybe still learning.
I'm generally really, really nice,
right?
But sometimes people take your niceness for weakness.
Right.
So that's one of the hardest lessons I've learned, because I just want to give, right? But people would just take. So you have to balance yourself out, and don't take it personal when someone's trying to take from you.
Okay.
You just have to educate yourself to know, it's okay. It's okay. Because one thing they can't take from you is you.
Yes.
And don't let them change you, because then they win.
Right, yeah. Don't allow those situations to make you bitter.
Right. So that's one thing.
So you are a successful Black woman doing great things in the real estate business. I ask you, what advice do you share to others wanting to pursue entrepreneurship or a career in real estate? What's your words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom: if you want to pursue a career in real estate, let it come from the heart. Don't chase the money. See how you can help the people. It's all about the people, helping what you could give back. The money will come, even if it's years later, it will come. Just give back to the people. That's the main thing that I could say. Give back to the people.
I love that. And I love you. I
love you too.
This energy that you have here. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of Movers and Shakers. Tell us, how can we get in contact with you? Because I'm sure our viewers would want to connect with you. What's the best way to reach you, and how can we find you on social media?
Sure. So on social media, on Instagram, at T.A.M.G Realty, that's T.A.M.G Realty. On the website, it's TAMGRealty.com. Facebook, the same, T.A.M.G Realty. Telephone number is 678-278-9439. And then, of course, you can always email us, tgray@TMG Realty or info@TAMG Realty.
Well, thank you so much. I hope you had a whole lot of fun.
I did
as well.
Love being here.
We're going to do this again because I love you. I am a fan. I thank you for all the great work that you're doing. I'm just in awe of the business that you've built. And pouring into the community. I wish you great success continuing to do that work. Of course, if there's anything that we can do to support you, please let us know. But I'm extremely proud of the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
And so we are going to have you back again so that we can have, because I know that there are different dimensions to Tiffany Gray, because you've been doing so much. And so we would love to have you back again. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being a part of this episode of Movers and Shakers. We are so overjoyed that Tiffany Gray of T.A.M.G Realty could join us today. Today's episode is being sponsored by the Atlanta Black Chambers. If you are interested in getting information about growing your business, please reach out to the Atlanta Black Chambers, atlantablackchambers.org. Thank you so much for being here.